Hello and welcome to the show. It's available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And I'm your host, Tavishima Ayede. Today is going to be a noisy episode because I'm home, I'm not in an audio booth, and so expect to hear some interruptions, especially since my neighbor, the one with the commercial kitchen. Yeah, so his staff are around and, as usual, they're yapping on about, so expect to hear them coming in through the recording. Then if you'd love to connect with me and explore opportunities, then call me on 080-6466-2140, or you can WhatsApp me on the same number. The country code is +234 for those of you who are not Nigerians. Then for social media, connect with me on LinkedIn. Today on the show, I'd like us to explore how you should hire a female salesperson, a female customer service rep, and a female front desk person. Now, the reason why I want us to tackle this topic today is because I had a rather interesting and sometimes worrying, troubling conversation with some people who are not participants of the training that I did recently with Avon Innovation Hub, the tech hub based out in Abuja. So recently we collaborated on a training on digital marketing for women, where we brought together a bunch of women from different spheres of life. We had two people who ran NGOs, one in the environmental space, another one in the mental health for female adolescents. We had a few people in fashion, one person who was a chef trying to branch out into real estate sales. Let's see, what else? And then one person who works with a startup in the business networking space. What else? Anyway, we had a whole bunch of women put together. It was a really interesting course. And I've made summary episodes about that. So when you're done listening to this, you can just look for the podcast episode before this one. I think they were titled Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, Digital Marketing for Women or something like that. So if you listen to those episodes, you're going to get caught up to speed. Now, some non-participants, people who happen to be passing through wanted my opinion on a couple of things, obviously because I'm into sales and obviously because of the kind of topics that we were addressing during the training session. So on one of those days, the day for the demo day, that was after we're done with everything, we're about to graduate the whole class, and then we're having a few test sessions to be able to see how well they internalize the concepts that we discussed. I wanted to be sure that they were going to be able to take the things that we had learned and then apply them to their businesses. Specific things that they would do in marketing and social media to move their businesses forward. And so somebody wanted my opinion. And the question was, should you hire a female salesperson, customer service rep, or a front desk person? In fact, I'm the one who is putting it in such elevated language, because the question actually was, can you identify feminine aura? Can you identify feminine energy? Should you hire somebody because of primal sex appeal? Or how do you hire the most charming woman for the job? That was actually the kind of questions that I was posed. What is feminine aura? How do you identify feminine aura? How do you get those sorts of people to come and work for you? What is feminine energy? How can we get women to be much more feminine? What is it that makes men want to buy from certain women? Is it primal sex appeal? How do we get people to become more charming so that they can sell more? So those were the kinds of questions that I was asked, actually. So I am the one who is now trying to tidy up the question by saying, how should you hire a female salesperson, customer service rep, or a front desk person? And I'm going to dedicate not just this episode, but the next couple of episodes to answering this question. Is feminine aura important when it comes to these kinds of roles? Is feminine energy important when it comes to these sorts of roles? Is primal sex appeal important when it comes to these sorts of roles? And is it necessary that a female salesperson, a female customer service rep, or a female front desk person, is it absolutely necessary that she should be charming? Now, before I start answering the question, let me give you what my main thesis is. At least for now. Eventually, I'm going to refine my ideas a little bit more on the topic, but I have a core thesis. And my core thesis is this. These factors are absolutely great. Yes, a woman should have feminine aura. A woman should have feminine energy. A woman should have primal sex appeal. And a woman should have charm. Yes, these things are absolutely important. but they are great for other kinds of roles and other kinds of contexts, but they are not essential when we're talking about customer-facing roles. So let me repeat before somebody quotes me out of context. If you're worried as a woman about whether your feminine aura or your feminine chakra or your feminine whatever is developed and it's manifest and is on point, I mean, that's fantastic. By all means, work on your feminine aura. If you're worried about your feminine energy, maybe you want to downplay masculine energy and you want your feminine energy to be more upfront, I mean, whatever rocks your boat is fantastic. If you want to work on your primal sex appeal, that is not a problem. And if you want to work on your charm, it's beautiful. But this is my thesis. These things are great for other kinds of roles and for other kinds of contexts. But when we are talking about business and customer-facing roles, aura, feminine energy, primal sex appeal, and charm are not essential for customer-facing roles. And this is why. When we have customer-facing roles in the business, like sales, like customer service, or like a front desk person, or a receptionist, or a TA, or a PA, or whatever it is that we want to call them. By the way, these roles are not exclusively female. The only reason why I'm tackling this from a female perspective is because the question I was asked was specifically around feminine aura, feminine energy, primal sex appeal, and then charm. And then, of course, the conversation went into that whole thing about how men are one-track focused. You know, women can twist men anyhow to buy anything, to do anything, and blah, blah, blah. And, of course, at some point, I had to keep reminding them that, hey, guys, like, I'm here. I'm a guy. You know, we men, we can think. We have brains. We're not as susceptible to some of these things as you may think. But anyway, it turned out to be a real nice, interesting conversation. But anyway, these things are not essential for customer-facing roles because for customer-facing roles, whoever is doing this job is going to be concerned primarily with problem solving. A salesperson is always solving a problem. A customer service rep is always solving a problem. A front desk person is always solving a problem. A TA is always solving a problem. A PA is always solving a problem. And none of these criteria help with problem solving. Feminine aura will not help you solve more problems. Feminine energy will not help you solve more problems. Primal sex appeal will not help you solve more problems. In fact, in my own opinion, primal sex appeal will cause more problems in the business context. Why do you think this fellow that owns this restaurant, what's it called? There's this restaurant, it's big in the east, some places in Abuja and some places in Jevinik, some places in Lagos. Why do you think he only has men working in his restaurants? I asked the question a while back and I thought, this guy doesn't want to make money. Because everybody knows, you want to make money, have pleasant, wonderful women serving your restaurants, and then sell alcohol, and then you have patrons coming. But there's no alcohol in those restaurants, and it's only men that serve. And I got the answer back. And the answer was, look, this guy just wants to do clean business with no funny business whatsoever. So no alcohol, you come in, you eat great food, and then you leave. There's no such thing as, oh, somebody came here, somebody stole my husband, somebody's harassing my staff. None of those issues whatsoever. So, primal sex appeal can actually cause complications in your business. Charm is not going to help you with solving problems. And that is the reason why these things, even though they are important and they are wonderful, and it is good for people to try and work on those, you know, both men and women, they are not going to help you in the business context because the salesperson, the customer service rep, the front desk person, they are concerned with solving problems every single day. And feminine aura, feminine energy, primal sex appeal, and charm are not going to help you. In fact, let me give you a warning. If you induce a sale, if you get somebody to buy, and you're not using good sales practice or not using good sales discipline, there's something called buyer's remorse or buyer's regret. Buyer's remorse and buyer's regret cover scenarios where somebody has already bought something, confirmed, they've given you the money. But now they feel like they have bought the wrong thing or they have bought a useless thing. And because of that, they are either angry with you, the business owner, or they're angry with themselves. Like, how could I have been that stupid to buy this sort of thing? So when you induce a sale and you don't use core sales practice, you end up with buyer's remorse, buyer's regret, because people have unutilized purchases or unfulfilled purchases. So the reason why this is important is this. A sexy woman can sell a product or service once, but a sexy woman can't guarantee a repeat customer, except in certain contexts. And business is all about repeat customers and repeat purchases, which is the reason why in traditional sales, we worry so much about buyer's remorse and buyer's regret. Because it does not pay you for somebody to come and buy once and then the person is angry and the person doesn't come back. If you're selling something and your profit margin is 10K on the thing, it makes more sense for you to try and see how you can get one customer to buy this 10K thing, but for him to come and buy it 30 times in a year. That is where you will make money. If the person comes and buys the item once and you make your 10K margin once and the person never comes back, or the person never tells his friends or his family members or his associates or people from his church or whatever, then you're not making as much money as you should. So it's all about repeat business. Now, a woman who has feminine aura, feminine energy, primal sex appeal, and the charm can get a sale once. Yeah, that's possible. But does that mean she's going to be able to get repeat purchase? She can in certain kinds of scenarios, but for the sorts of things that we do, I'm selling consultancy services. I've been a wedding photographer, sell media services. You listening to the show, you probably sell cakes, party planning, solar panels, what else? Yams, roasted fish, you're starting a fintech, whatever it is, you might be able to get somebody to give you a sale or a donation or whatever once because of your feminine aura or your feminine energy or your primal sex appeal or your charm, but that will not help you to create a repeat customer in certain contexts. So that is my warning to you guys who are of this point of view. Anyway, because it was a soft, casual conversation and I was not there to lecture these sorts of people, and also because we were in the public place, I didn't grill them and lecture them the way I'm going to grill you guys and lecture you guys now. And yes, this is going to be a grill and a lecture. The reason why I'm going to lecture you guys or mansplain you guys, especially for women who believe these sorts of things, is because these things are harmful and these things set women back a great deal. And I don't want any of you listening to this podcast now, because I'm trying to grow the female listenership based on the podcast, and I have a bunch of you listening now. You know, the ladies from UI who are currently on their service year, the other lady from University of Port Harcourt, Miss Oma, I think she's in Enugu, who again, some young ladies here and there who've reached out to me one-on-one, and, we chat every now and then and they listen to the show. I don't want any of you, my sisters, my cousins, I don't want any of you carrying this baggage in your head, please. The problem with your business is not lack of feminine aura or feminine energy or primal sex appeal or charm. So if you want BBL, it's good. Go ahead and do it if you have the money. If you want feminine aura, fine. Go ahead. Go and do it. If you want feminine energy, whatever that means, go and do it. If you want to be charming, you think that'll make you happier, by all means, go ahead and do it. But don't think that this is the thing that's going to solve your problem in business. And anyway, let me stop with the rant. We'll continue this conversation tomorrow, and we're going to now examine in detail the things that you should look for when you are hiring a female sales rep, when you are hiring a female customer service rep, when you are hiring a female front desk officer. Maybe we might also look for things for female TA and female PA. Oh, by the way, define these terms. These terms I can't define these terms. It's not my area of specialty. Feminine aura, feminine energy, primal sex appeal, and then charm. I can't define them, so I'm not even going to bother trying, although we had some interesting conversations trying to define these things. Anyway, let me just leave it at that. But summary, these things are good, all well and good. They're great, but they're not great for business roles and business contexts that are focused on customer-facing scenarios. Let us not use feminine aura, feminine energy, primal sex appeal, and charm to induce a sale. Because if you induce a sale once, you will not be able to induce a sale and get a repeat customer over and over and over again. It's hard. I'm trying to keep it clean here, keep it PG. But you can read in between the lines. You are able to get him to buy once because of aura, feminine energy, primal sex appeal, and charm. Now let's think about it. How do you think you're going to induce a second sale? And the third? And the fourth? And the fifth? And the sixth? How do you think you're going to induce it? Anyway, let me leave it there before I end up saying something that is off kilter. So tomorrow, we're going to go into specifics. What do you need in a female customer service rep, in a female customer service person, female sales person, female front desk person? And then again, let me cap off this episode. The reason why I'm talking about women now is because that was the question that I was asked. Okay, so I'm not trying to stir any trouble here. I was just asked the question. It was an interesting conversation. I figured let me come here and educate some of you in case there are a bunch of you here. Some of my sisters, some of my aunties, some of my cousins, some of our friends, some of our colleagues who have these sorts of ideas. Let me just let's just have the conversation that as far as business is concerned, and as far as sales and customer facing roles is concerned, you guys are looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, so that's it for today. So remember, if you'd love to connect with me and explore opportunities, call me 080-6466-2140 or WhatsApp me on the same number. The country code is +234 for those of you who are not Nigerian. And if you'd love to connect with me on social media, then connect with me on LinkedIn, because that's where I spend most of my time. If you look for me on the other socials, then I'll probably respond to you maybe next month. But you check me out on LinkedIn, you'll hear from me pretty soon. And yes, it is my phone number. And yes, I am the one who answers the phone call. And yes, I'm the one who responds to the messages. I have to point this out because there's a lady who reached out a couple of days ago and she was surprised. Okay, I didn't write her name down. That's why I'm not giving her a shout out now. You know, she was surprised that I was the one who was with the phone. It's me. It's not a PA. Yet. When I become a genuine big boy and I have too many speaking opportunities and too many clients and too many whatever, then it won't be me on the phone. But for now, it's me. So take advantage of that. Reach out, say hello. If you have a question, ask a question. Let's chat. I like to know the listeners of the show. It helps to influence and inform the things that we talk about over here on the podcast. So thanks for your time and attention, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.